Hello YouTubies, this is Pinky. I'm doing this video in response to ReallyBig Monkey, Dave's. Kind of put it out there where we could self-tag ourselves to do a video on our first knife, our current knife, and our future knife. So let's get this thing started. When I was young, I think a lot of us started out with a pocket knife as our first knife. So my first knife was a Cub Scout folder. Now I've lost mine, so I went on to eBay and bought this. Mine did not have this little dangler thing here, which probably would work, but I'm not really a fan of it. And it had your main blade, which I don't remember if the stop worked on mine or not, or if it was just slip joint. And you don't want to get the bail in there, but that will happen. Then you had your cap lifter, little screwdriver on that end. And the stop does work on that, or not the stop, but the lock, the little brass lock. And then the awl, which when I was a kid, I thought that was just for poking holes in your belt, you know, that was really it. But as we all have learned, they're really great for striking a fire steel. And you've got that little bail that you can attach things to. Little Cub Scout head on there. This one's nice. I also was searching on YouTube for the replacement and ran across another one. I think for both of these, with shipping, I paid like $24 for these, right? And this one's not in as good a shape. And this one's made by Imperial. Doesn't have any stops when you're opening or closing, and the can opener is much different. So if you're into memorabilia with your knives and you're looking to recapture something that you've lost, just know there is a difference with these knives. And I think both of these would have been around the 70s when they came out, and that would have been me. Mid 70s would have been when I was a Cub Scout. Next knife, you know, you get the little Stockman. I didn't know what these blades were for other than the clip joint, but this blade, this was a great little gasket scraper when you're rebuilding the lawnmower. So we always progress through our knives. And these days, if I'm looking for my present folding knife, it'd be the Emerson Commander. And this is a safe queen. It doesn't get any use. I really like it. And put this little frilly thing on here. It doesn't really do much, but I just kind of like it, you know? And I guess if I would ever do something silly like chop anything with it, ice, wood, dirt, maybe it would keep me from, you know, letting this thing fling out of my hand. But it's been a great knife. I really like the Emerson. And I got a couple of them, but this is my favorite, along with the mug. Little Emerson skull. Yeah, I like him. But anyhow, that's kind of my progression through the pocket knives. I've got a few others, some Spydercos and things like that. You get into those different metals, and you really start digging on those things. And you kind of develop a snobbery. But I've really found, I don't mind that 154 on the Emerson. It works great for me. But if you're talking, and if we're talking about woodscraft and bushcraft, then we're not talking about pocket knives. Although that's an evolution from my first knife. So we're talking about fixed blades if we're talking about getting into the woods and really doing stuff. Now you can pair them up with a pocket knife and they work really well. Like this is a Lucas Forge Nessmuck. I'm not sure if I can get that in there, but it's actually on the blade itself that it's Lucas Forge Nessmuck. This thing is wicked sharp. It always has been since I got it a few years ago. And I really think Nessmuck would have loved this blade. I've got the burlap micarta on there with the natural pins. This thing works great as a camp knife for food prep, hunting, skinning, those types of things. And, you know, you can pair it up like Nessmuck did. And you can get yourself, you know, a moose. A moose from I think this is GEC is the company, right? I'm not really crazy about the scales, but I wanted one. Northfield, yeah. I wanted one, and it is a great quality knife. And, you know, you can pair it up with the old double bit axe there in the back, or another axe, and you can do a lot of wood processing. And I guess really that's the step that we're going towards with the fixed blade knives, is you're either talking about hunting or you're talking about removal of wood. So removal of flesh, removal of wood. And this guy has removed some flesh. This has removed some flesh from me. This is a LT Wright GNS in 3V. And I really, really, really love this knife. Two things though that I don't really love about it. I love the steel. I love the 3V. I'm going to send it into them because I talked to them and they'll do the thumb scallops because, well, a little history on me is I was a firefighter. I got injured, had 4 operations, and I retrained and went to culinary school. And culinary school kind of changes your feelings on handling a knife. And most of my handling on a knife, I want my hand on the blade. And when it's thick like that right here, it makes it a little bit hard to get down on it. But other than that, I really love this blade, and I am going to send it into them. And I think I will also get maybe a Kydex sheath from them. The sheath works pretty well. This is an LT Wright knife that I got from David C. Anderson, who you see on the Knife Center YouTube videos. And this is a Nordsmith knife, and this is his camp knife. And this is what the GNS needs right there, is some scallops to get down there and make it easier to get on the blade, or even not. You could hold up here and you'd still get a pinch grip, which is great control for the camp things. And this knife is going in for a sheath, because when I first got this knife, you know, you're excited about it. You want to hold the knife. You want to take it everywhere with you. And I did some laundry. My laundry machine's in the garage. And I had this on top of the load of laundry. And I found out that there's really not great retention. And this thing came down and sliced my belly about I don't know, like a 2-inch slice on my belly. Kind of shallow. The knife is excellent. And I know these are JRE sheaths. I might have them on some other knives. I have it on this Habless guy, the SRT. The SRT and me, we have a love-hate relationship. But anyhow, great knife. The GNS would probably be my not a one-tool option knife at this point. But it's just a great knife that you can't do large stuff with it well, but you can do almost anything with it. And the blade steel is just amazing. The shape of the knife's amazing. It's just a great knife. This guy, I'm going to do this for Dave, because Dave likes pairing up his machetes with a small knife. And I bought this because, well, I used to be in culinary, right? So I bought this thinking I really want to get away from carrying so many knives when I go out with the Airstream. I want to be more minimalistic with it. So I thought, I'm just going to get a couple knives, and I got the Dicer 8 and a little Dicer 3. These guys are, they're great. They are not woods processors, right? So this thing is wonderful in the kitchen. And these days I work with produce, and I've taken this to work, and This thing it's a machine. It's really great. They build the pinch grip in there for you. Now that is real thumb scalloping there. And these guys are S35VN. So you would not, repeat, not want to baton with this guy. And this guy's almost beefy enough to be a woods knife. It's almost too thick for a paring knife. Almost. But it is wicked, wicked sharp. And that makes up for a little bit of the thickness, a little bit of the bulkiness and weight. Great stuff. Paired up Dave style. And I didn't even know it. When I ordered it, I ordered them as a combo, but I didn't know they were going to come paired up with like this. And I think I got these from Knife Center. Really great deal. I really like these knives. And yes, you can substitute a lot of your other knives for this. Paired up with a fillet knife, there's not much you can't do for as far as kitchen stuff. If you want to fillet fish or things like that. So what I'm gravitating towards for my future knife is kind of, I guess it's been controversial with people for a long time, but I have a Tops Tom Brown tracker, and I bought Bark River's Tracker Companion, and I really like them. I really like the Tom Brown tracker for two things. I like the sawback for notching, and I love the quarter round for making curls. You can get some nice, long, great curls with this quarter round, and it's not really that hard. If you want to, I had the T3, which I gave to my gal, and I scraped off the coating. You can strike a fire steel with them fine. But this guy is a gem. This knife did not get many good reviews, and I've got a little beeswax on it right now to kind of keep it because I think it's A2 steel. It's not 01. This is a first production run, which I just bought recently. I was a little disappointed because the sheath didn't come with the Scout carry straps on it, because that was kind of my intention. People either love the handle or they hate it. I really love the handle because my little thumb scallop issue there. I love the thumb scallops, and you can get up on it and you can do some really good work with it. The blade shape is awesome. So Essie, you know, is going through some different blade steels, and if you notice, there's kind of some similarities to the shape, with this being much smaller. And I've always said that the SE6 is just a great knife shape, blade shape. But I'm a bad guy, I guess, about knife maintenance, although I don't really think so. It still looks good after some use. I can't show you the other side because it has my name on it, my real name. But I guess they did a knife in S35VN and they broke it. But if I got an SE6 in a stainless steel, I wouldn't be batoning with it or doing that kind of stuff with it. It would just be an all-around type of camp knife that I would kind of take it easy with. So my future knife, I've got a Bark River tracker on pre-order, and I want to pair it up with this. So my future knife will be two knives. It'll be a tracker with this paired up with it. And it's kind of my future thoughts. So I want to thank you guys for staying with me. And Dave, hey, thanks for prodding me into this. And my subscriber, Bill, thank you for the pressure too. Have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you again. All right, take care.